Do not sleep on your testimony. I repeat, do not sleep on your testimony. I understand that everyone isn't the best when it comes down to evangelizing and articulating the gospel in a way for that person to understand. Some people do have a form of maybe anxiety to where they get nervous talking in front of people and sharing the gospel. Instead, if you're struggling with this area, use your testimony. You don't understand how powerful, how impactful your testimony is to a person who needs to hear about the goodness, the power, and the truth of Jesus Christ. And the perfect example that we have here in the Bible is the woman with the issue of blood. We're all familiar with this story, right? She's been dealing with this problem for years and years and years. So much so, she went broke, spending all her money going to every physician that she could possible to get this thing fixed. And it never got better. It just seemed to only get worse as the years went by. For years on in, years on out, this woman was looking, needing a physician, needing a doctor, needing a healer. And guess what? That day finally came. But this woman didn't spend any money because she didn't have any. This woman didn't book an appointment. She didn't make a phone call. She heard the clamors. She heard the testimonies. She heard the stories. She heard people experiencing the power of God. She heard people experiencing and witnessing the miracles that Jesus Christ was performing. And what makes it so powerful is because right now in our Bible study, we're talking about faith, right? The substance of things hoped for, but not yet seen. This woman, she heard about Jesus. She heard about the miracles. She heard about the wonders and the things that he was doing. She never seen it, but she heard. And because she heard, that was all that she needed to hear. She was fully convinced that if this Jesus that I'm hearing about can do these miracles and heal these people, he can surely heal me of my infirmities. It was the testimony of other people that opened their ears, that caused her to be inquired about who this Christ was, believing of what he could do in her life. Now, of course, let's not forget to consider the historical context behind this, because they were still operating under the Old Testament law. So according to the law, this woman was unclean. But even in that circumstance, because she heard the testimony, because she heard the voices about Jesus and what he's done, she did not let her circumstance, she did not let her situation keep her. She was convinced, she was persuaded, I need Jesus, I need to go to the doctor, I need to go to the physician. He is the one I need to get to, and I'm going to get through these crowds. I'm going to fight my way tooth and nail, and if I can just touch the hem of his garments, I know I'll be clean. And I know we have this image, right, of the woman touching Jesus' garment. She didn't pull the bottom of his garment. She touched the tassel, a small piece of the garment at the bottom. She touched the tassel, and that was enough. Because of her faith, it made her whole. And this thing home for y'all, right? There are people that were like the woman with the issue of blood. Just as she's dealt with the issue of blood for years upon years upon years and just couldn't get free, there are people dealing with infirmities themselves, with pornography, whether it's drugs, whether it's alcohol, whatever it may be. There are people who are in bondage to their sin, in bondage, in prison by these things that they want to get away from, but they don't know how to get free. And this is where you come in, where they hear the voice, they hear your voice, they hear your testimony, they hear about the transformative power of the Holy Spirit that transformed your heart and your mind, that changed your life, that renewed your heart, that brought you from darkness into God's marvelous light. And they begin to be inquired about who this Christ is, this God that you serve. Who is he? I want to get to know him. I've heard your story. I've heard your testimony. And I believe, as the woman with the issue of blood, I believe that what Jesus did for you from hearing your story, I believe that he can do it for me. I'm telling y'all, man, look, you don't got to be a theologian. You don't have to go to Bible seminary and know all these theological terms. There's nothing wrong with those things, but you don't have to go to school and know any of these things to share the good news of Jesus Christ. Again, do not sleep on your testimony. Share your story. Share your testimony with people. You never know who's watching. You never know who's listening, and you just don't know who needs that on-time word that God has given you to give to them.